Okay, so our streaming service is working properly.
Great.
That's great to know. Yeah, but yeah, I'm so excited to
Okay,
hear
so
what
our
you
streaming
know.
service is working properly. Great.
That's great to know. The whatever you're working on right now, it was so
Service is
interesting.
working properly. Great. That's great to know.
Is it?
Yeah,
I think I should
yeah,
switch off
I'm
my
so excited
YouTube.
to hear what you yeah,
Yeah.
this is working.
I think that's fine. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think so what was something interesting that you have learned this week?
This week I have, learned about how to keep calm.
Mm.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, we are so much into this information overload and
Mm-hmm.
with the news and everything,
Mm-hmm.
that we have lost our grounding,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And we snap back or we get irritated or we have to just be opinionated all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? Just make peace, have peace,
Mm-hmm.
and protect your own peace.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that has also helped in, reshaping how well our relationships can be, there
Mm-hmm.
with our friends, our families, and even the online relationship with the community.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so important for you as you're building that community and it keeps growing and scaling. That
Yeah.
must be so much more important to you as well.
Yes, yes. All these things have actually been, realized only when the community has been growing up so
Mm-hmm.
vast,
Mm-hmm.
that I feel that I need to be grounded.
Mm-hmm. Is there a specific practice you're doing to ground yourself? Something you're following?
Uh, there are a few and very simple. So
Mm-hmm.
one is, going out and just sitting on Mother Earth, like being in touch with her. She takes away all of our negative emotions and energies with herself. She
Mm-hmm.
carries us, right? So, just walking barefoot or sitting on the grass in the evening,
Mm-hmm.
relaxing. You can have
Mm-hmm.
your cup of chai also along with it. And that's such a beautiful thing that has really helped me to calm myself down. And second is, you know, mm, I know, deep breathing is very easy to say, but sometimes it doesn't happen a lot.
Mm. Yeah.
So what I make sure is like before sleeping, I just rub warm oil on my feet. And
Mm.
while massaging that, I switch on some soft music. Now, depending on the mood, it can be some, classic songs like black and white ones,
Mm-hmm.
or it can
Oh, I
be,
love those.
yeah, I don't know, right? Or it can be some melodious songs from Sonu
Mm-hmm.
Nigam,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or some bhajans sometimes, just a mantra playing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that also helps you to, calm down.
I love that. I also, something I do is also just dip my feet in some warm water at the end of night, and it helps me sleep so nicely. Um, but yeah, I love that. I love that you're trying all of these and, going through this. It's 5:30, so it's time to, start our conversation. So um, I can see that people are joining in as well. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of Chai and Chat. I'm Prachi Singh, the audience engagement editor at India Currents. And today I'm joined by nutritionist Neha Shah, founder of Diaspora Nutrition, to talk about what happens to health after migration. Thank you, Neha, for being here. And, in the show where people can ask you real questions in real time about understanding immigration health effects, questions to ask doctors, grocery and meal planning, and more. So, if you would just briefly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your journey.
Sure. Thank you so much, Prachi, for having me. I'm so excited for this conversation. Hi,
Mhm.
all. I'm Neha. I'm a first generation Indian immigrant in US. And after shifting here, it's been almost a decade now, 10 years. I have seen a lot of health impacts after moving to the, foreign land. But when you go out for having the, finding out the solutions to our health problems, to our gut issues, what we have been thrown the solution is like, you can cut down some gluten or dairy or just have some more protein. had this fiber supplement. But all these things did not help me at all. And in the quest of finding the solution, I quit my engineering job and I started studying nutrition. And since then, I have been like helping immigrants navigating the USA food market to
Mm-hmm.
understand how you can take care of your health, your gut in a
Mm-hmm.
more commonsensical manner without giving up your, cultural foods.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about where you started and how did you learn about all of the health effects that happen and how did you get into the nutrition journey of your life?
Of course, I can tell you, when I first started searching, on the internet, on the Instagram and everywhere, first of all, there was nobody who could understand the gap that I'm feeling,
Hmm.
right? That there is a gap of nutrition solutions catering to the immigrants.
Hmm.
But then I also came across a very interesting study, and that study um, was published in the year of 2013, where they talked about this phenomenon of the immigrant paradox.
Hmm.
So, what is this phenomenon? The immigrant paradox talks about the immigrants often arrive healthier than people born in the US. And over time, the longer they stay, the more their health tends to decline. So,
Hmm.
weight gain rises, diabetes rises, heart disease rises, digestive problems also rise, and mental health struggles also rise. Now, when I went down deeper, then why is this? What is the cause behind it? So
Mm-hmm.
there are two reasons. Okay, I'll talk about the first reason is that abandoning of the traditional diets. The immigrants, they abandon their traditional diets in favor of standard American diets in trying to fit in,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, but what is this standard American diet, right? How is the food environment here? Nobody knows it. They
Mm-hmm.
see it, they somehow know it inside, but they don't know how to rectify it. So 73% to 75% of the overall USA food supply and grocery store items are classified as ultra processed.
Mm-hmm.
This is a known fact. And Indians in US or any immigrants, they approximately get 52% of their at home, homemade calories
Mm-hmm.
from these ultra processed foods.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So whether it be packaged snacks, whether it be cereals, whether it be sodas, whether it be packaged breads, you name it. But then
Mm-hmm.
there is also second thing. Second thing is lack of cultural competence among the medical and nutrition practitioners and experts.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is that, many immigrants, they hold cultural wisdom. They have their own understanding about how food and body works together. But that does not go in sync with the biomedical model that is practiced in Western countries.
Mm-hmm.
So, healthcare practitioners are uneducated about those differences. So, when they say that, you should have this fiber supplement or have some protein, most of our older generation would say, what are you even talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like that. So, there is this always a gap between the knowledge, and the current system doesn't allow you to go deeper into it.
Mm-hmm.
But then also comes, the mental stress. Coming into the new country, trying to build up your own life from the scratch, your new identity,
Mm-hmm.
right? It comes with a lot of stress. Now we have become poor in managing those stress. I won't say that stress will become less. Our ancestors also lived in a lot of stress than today, right? But somehow we have gone away from our own wisdom on how to manage our own stress. And we have become like a go hustlers. Like we have to always prove ourselves, we have to work harder, and on in the quest of achieving more,
Mm-hmm.
there is no self-care.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for, putting the whole conversation into context, I'm sure we're going to get deeper into each of these things that you have mentioned. But that really sets us up for the whole, chat that we are going to go forward with. Before we begin and go deeper into the questions, I would like to go over some housekeeping for our audience. Everybody watching, please introduce yourself in the comment section. We really love to see where you're joining us from. We want you to lead this conversation, which means please put your questions and comments into in the chat. We will try to get to as many as we can. There could be slight delays in us getting to those questions, so please be patient with us. Please keep your comments respectful and on topic. We want this to be a positive space for everybody. Don't forget to hit that heart button if you're enjoying the conversation. We will be going on for about 42 minutes now, so settle in. Hope your chai is warm, and let's get started. So, Neha, having worked with so many people, what are some of the common symptoms that people start noticing, and that lead them to you and to find solutions?
Perfect. I mean, I have seen people complaining and coming with stubborn belly fat that was not before.
Mm,
Then second is, also the cystic acne or some skin rashes that is
mm,
going on, some skin reactions. Third is food intolerance. They suddenly are not able to digest, the wheat. They are not able to digest the milk,
mm,
and from there your bloating starts, your constipation starts, your acidity starts,
mm,
and from there the every symptoms goes downstream,
mm,
right? Because it always starts from the digestive issues. From there, your inflammation rises, your hair fall rises, your nutritional deficiencies also rises, and there
mhm,
is this, you're stuck in that stubborn weight gain process.
mm,
People often come and tell me that, you know what, like it's been only 18 months I have come here and have already gained 8 pounds of the weight, right?
mm,
And it's not just the numbers on the scale. They also see their bodies looking puffier, like more
mm,
swelling is there
mm,
despite of walking more or having the gym access so easily in the US, that it's hard to maintain the health. But they don't know why. They don't know
mm,
why we are eating home cooked meals. We are not ordering so much of takeouts and everything, and we are still stuck into this declining health.
mm, mm. Very interesting. So let's talk about food, because that's what you started with. And, why do so many people then feel that they're eating the same food but then getting different health outcomes?
I'll tell you, you know, initially even I thought that I'm also eating home cooked food. We
Mm-hmm.
all know that yes, outside food hurts our health.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody knows that their outside food intake is a lot, they will try
Mm-hmm.
to reduce it. But even after reducing, or even right from the starting having home cooked meals, the problem still persists, is because in the grocery markets, the food that we are seeing, or the labels that are being written on the packets, are not the same that you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for example, the wheat flour that you get for your breads or your flatbreads is not whole. So they have been like processed in such a way that the most nutrients have gone. So whether you talk about the wheat, you can talk about oil, it's processed in such a way that all the stable molecules have been disrupted.
Mm-hmm.
So when those unstable molecules are being fed into our body, oxidation happens, early aging symptoms happens, right? Your cellular metabolism hampers. Then you talk about milk. The kind of milk that we used to have before and now, is there is a stark difference. Everything is homogenized. Everything is ultra high heat pasteurized. And it's coming in tetra packs that can be fresh for 1 month. So these are the minute differences in between the food qualities. Like
Mm-hmm.
processing is okay. I'm not against the processing. But the
Mm-hmm.
processing should be traditional processing that can add the nutrients or increase its digestibility,
Mm-hmm.
right? But here we are talking about more industrial processing
Mm-hmm.
that is taking away the goodness from the food,
Right.
right? And then you're adding it back in the name of, maybe some preservatives, additives, or chemical vitamins, like fortify it with something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your body doesn't read those signals in the same way as the signals that is coming from the whole food matrix.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the main difference why we are having this gap of symptoms, and we are trying to decode what is wrong in our food. This is what is wrong in our food.
Mm, super interesting. So, what are some of the biggest grocery shopping mistakes that immigrants make here? And what are some of the advice that you've been, you have been giving to people?
I would just, I'll tell you what are the. So, right now we talked about the mistakes. What are we doing, right? And
Mm-hmm.
another mistake is also, we have outsourced everything outside. So, say, suppose simple things that could be made at home, like yogurt. Nobody is now setting yogurts at their home. They're all having packaged yogurt, which has way less probiotic strength
Mm,
than the homemade yogurt. So, you're losing on the probiotic power also,
mm,
right? Second mistake is you are not getting the wholesome version of the same food. You're
mm-hmm,
just going out and hitting that nostalgia button, reading at the labels and buying it,
mm,
right? That is the second mistake that everyone is doing,
mm,
right? And 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 I'll tell you why does it matter so much. There has been, a constant debate on whole foods versus the industrial food, right? That all processing is fine. But no, it's not fine, because I'll let me just explain you with example. I don't want you to, put into this difficult scientific words that is very much difficult to decode it.
mm-hmm,
So say suppose you're going out and buying your salt. Usual salt that is in the grocery market is refined salt, and it is written refined table salt,
mm-hmm,
right? But there are the alternatives for that is not found on the same store. So my point here is you have to club in different stores to get the best food.
mm-hmm,
Few of the things you can get very good quality in your native stores, in your community driven stores. If Asian stores are there, South Asian stores are there, from there few of the things you can get from your local ops. So try to find the local grocery stores also in your area.
mm-hmm,
Don't just go for branded stores like Sprouts or Whole Foods. There are many small local ops also that you can find, and start seeing what kind of food products they are getting. And
mm-hmm,
most of the time, you'll find is they are getting the, minimally processed farm fresh products there.
mm-hmm,
And there you will also get, unrefined sea salt coming from, some of the coastal areas of USA itself.
mm-hmm.
So did you see how a small food like salt can make a big difference?
Mm. Interesting. I have a couple of questions from the audience coming in based on what we are talking about. So, first is what about fresh vegetables, fruits? Do they have a negative effect in some way, pesticides, etc.? And I'll go to the next question, but if you could answer this one first.
Sure, sure. So I'll tell you, fresh fruits and vegetables, if they are coming from the local farmers market, you can always ask the vendor, how are they
Mm,
growing,
mm,
right? And most of the times they don't use harmful pesticides at all, right?
mhm,
So try to get organic. But
mm,
even if it is not organic, wash your foods. Our parents used to wash each and every produce, dry it, and then consume it. Here,
mm,
everything is so clean in the packet. We have, forgotten to even wash it properly. You can just keep some basic, baking soda into the water, and dry your produce, wash your produce by rinsing it for, under 2 minutes, soaking it in that water for just 2 minutes, and then rinsing it well. Like cucumbers, you should scrub the skin well. So take that time, extra time to do, and then you are ready to consume, because we cannot have like 100% pesticide free produce at all. But these are the few things that we can help. You can also in fact wash your produce with some tamarind water,
Mm.
because tamarind has also been seen they can remove the microplastics, because every vegetable is also under the plastic, right? They're
Mm.
packed under the plastic and then you buy it. So try to use these traditional ways of washing your produce, or
Mm.
you can have organic, or third option is get it from the local farmers market where you know your farmer.
Mm. Right. So the next question is, and this is going back to what you were talking about with yogurt. So somebody is asking that to set yogurt, we need to buy that high heat pasteurized milk in Tetra packs. So this becomes a circular issue with no way out in a way.
Interesting, very good question. Because I'll tell you now, you are coming into the right deeper question here is, or deeper issue here is that you need to get the local milk, right? I'll tell you one resource from where you can find the local options
Mm-hmm.
is, yeah. So one of the thing is localharvest.org.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a website in USA from where you can find all the local farmer options, whether it's for produce, your milk, your meat, anything. So
Mm-hmm.
try to get local milk. And to be very interesting, there are three ways to get local milk. Either you go to the farm and get, sometimes going to the farm is not, feasible. It's like so far from the main city. So second is, as I said before, you find the short, small grocery stores, which is called local co-ops. There they get the local milk,
Mm-hmm.
because the farmers, they deliver it to those small stores, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you get that milk, the whole cycle, not just yogurt, your paneer, your yogurt, your ghee, your butter, everything improves a lot.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So I want to move on a little bit into, some of the nutrition myths within the South Asian community. So what are some of such kind of myths that concern you the most?
Uh, that our South Asian diet, is not healthy at all.
Hmm.
And we need to replace each and everything with the Western counterpart.
Hmm.
Like you have to give up your wheat for oats, you have to give up your rice for quinoa,
Hmm.
you have to give up the ghee for olive oil,
Hmm.
right? Or you have to lower down your carbs and you have to just increase your protein. But if the protein sourcing is all not right, even that protein is going to harm you. And
Hmm.
if you improve the quality sourcing of the carbs, that is actually going to be helpful and fruitful, keep you full, you reduce your insulin resistance.
Hmm. Can you talk a little bit more about sourcing? What should people do and look for when they are, sourcing their all of these
Yeah,
food and meals? Yeah.
yeah, perfect. Because I'll tell you what are the first five foods that we use every day in our
Hmm.
meals.
Hmm.
One is oil, right? So for the oil, instead of having the refined version of the oil, get it
Hmm.
the cold pressed version of that, the same oil,
Hmm.
or maybe any traditional oil, but cold pressed or wood pressed. These are the keywords that you can find it,
Hmm.
right? And you can look for it.
Hmm.
Second food that we have almost every day is wheat. So instead of having that refined version of whole wheat, even though it is written whole wheat, it's not. What you should have the wheat flour that is organic, because again there is a high chance of that wheat getting sprayed with glyphosate and harmful pesticides. So you have to make sure that it is organic. Second is the variety of the wheat. The variety of the wheat is something very important to discuss here, is because the modern wheat has been hybridized.
Hmm.
We don't call it genetically modified, we call it hybridized.
Hmm.
So the chromosome pattern has been changed in such a way that the gluten is more stronger and more harsher,
Hmm.
which is why it is difficult to digest the flour.
Hmm.
So get the traditional varieties of wheat like emmer, iron corn, spelt, khorasan, all those options are there,
Hmm.
right? The fourth thing is how it has been processed.
Mm,
So the flour, if it is industrially milled, made into powders, under high heat and pressure, again that disrupts the digestive capacity.
mm,
You have to have, again, traditional processing like stone grounded.
mm,
There are many local USA millers who do it that way.
mhm,
They stone ground the flour and they will ship it to you fresh. Or
mm,
even if it is available on the local co-ops, they have the date of milling written, stamped on the packets so
mhm,
that you know how fresh it is.
mhm,
And you will see how differently now you digest the same food.
mm,
Because now this same food has 2x more fiber, 2x more protein, 2x more antioxidants, 2x more iron content, potassium content, magnesium content,
mm,
everything. So now
mm.
same carbs before that was feeling heavy and unnecessary part of your plate has become the most nutritious part of your plate.
Super interesting. And I am looking at the comment section and it's also reminding me something we had talked about before is when you talk about these kind of sourcing, going to, local options and uh, going through the whole process, there were two things that I wanted to hear from you. One about the affordability of it all, and second, the efforts that go into doing all of this, and specifically within the immigrant life here. So I want you to talk a little bit about affording these things, and then again, how much effort does it take, and how to go about it with a we were already talking about stress, and we were already talking about so many work schedule, caregiving responsibilities, everything that comes with being an immigrant in the US. So yeah, please do talk about these two things.
Definitely, I'll tell you, first of all, what is the mindset that we have been coming from, right? Are you ready to pay for the medical expenses that is coming? We all know how slow the healthcare system is here. Like there have people coming to me with some infections, with some skin rashes, and when they take the appointment, it's like 3 months away or 6 months away. What are you doing in that period? You are either taking antibiotics or some of the medications, which is again spiraling more nutritional deficiencies. Then you have the stack of supplements with you. The stack of supplements either the doctor recommended or the stack of supplements your affiliated influencer, recommended. So you are always in that path.
Hmm.
So I'll tell you, affordability comes from the prioritization. If you can afford new clothes every Diwali, every Eid, every Christmas, you can afford these foods,
Hmm.
to be very honest. And with the rising prices of fuel, if you can afford to go out, travel, sit on the airplane, you can afford this too. And you don't have to like do a 180-degree shift. No, you have to do only 30-degree shift. Even if you start with that,
Mhm.
you will see immense benefits.
Mhm.
Go out and change only two stuffs.
Mhm.
You will be surprised about the quality. Your body would not want to go back
Mhm.
to the original habits
Mhm.
ever again. So it comes down to you, your experience, like
Mhm.
how good it is, how good you feel, how health becomes effortless.
Mhm.
Now it is currently people have like this fear of health,
Mhm.
right? But
Mhm.
then the health will become effortless.
Mhm.
You are not counting, you are not tracking, nothing,
Mhm.
right? So that freedom will come with a cost.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the system has been made like that. Earlier, our parents were way poor than the lifestyle that we are living today. But
Mhm.
they were having these foods top notch without anything, without any difficulties.
Mhm.
Today, we are earning more, living in a, least air polluted country with the clean water, with all the amenities at our fingertips, and we
Mhm.
are still struggling to eat better food.
Mhm. Mhm. That's super interesting. And since you were talking about making small changes, my next question was going to be around like many nutrition conversations also tend to become like something is completely toxic or inherently unhealthy, without nuance. How should people think more about moderation rather
Yeah.
than complete eliminations?
Yeah. Such a great thing, such a great question. I'll tell you, your body also has the inherent quality to fight against everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to do one thing, make your body resilient. If you cannot make through food, do it through lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Do it through zero cost lifestyle, sleeping on time.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you don't have to spend a single dollar behind it, right? Waking up on time and getting the first ray of the sun. Sun is free.
Mm-hmm.
The sun doesn't charge you.
Mm-hmm.
It charges you with energy, charges you with money, right? Then the third thing is, we are so moving fast. Slow down. So we are all, having that shallow breath.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's taking a complete breath.
Mm-hmm.
And we are all born with certain amount of breaths.
Mm-hmm.
The more quicker you breathe, the quicker you die. So you
Interesting.
make your body resilient by taking long breaths,
Mm-hmm.
right? And preserve your breaths.
Mm-hmm.
That is how you also become resilient. So
Mm-hmm.
you won't get bothered about all this. Okay, I have to have every ounce of food, toxic free. It doesn't have to be that way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. So all these are simple tips and tricks that you can apply, and then slowly, slowly make an increment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say first 3 months, I'm only going to see how this wheat flour is going to, work for me. Then the
Mm-hmm.
next 3 months, maybe your salt is getting finished in your kitchen cabinet, and the next time you go and buy, try another one.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You
Right.
will never know how everything fits into your budget, I'll tell you.
Mm. It sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yes, yes, because even us as a practical thing, we were also discussing the same things. This is a little bit costlier than what we were buying before. How do we cut down? And
Mm.
I'll tell you, the COVID made it easy for us.
Mm.
We were not going out, so and we were all, wearing those 3 to 4 clothing pairs that we were rotating from with. And the saving of the money from those unnecessary areas, we started investing it behind our food,
Mm.
and then eventually we moved away from the unnecessary expense.
Mm.
There is no unnecessary expense from Costco, there is no unnecessary expense from big brand stores.
Mm.
So our prioritization changes, then our
Mm.
confidence changed, our skin changed, our hair looked great.
Mm.
I had cystic acne all over my face like a poster girl.
Mm.
It wasn't good at all. I couldn't, go out in the social setting also. Now
Mm.
imagine the food giving you that confidence. Would I go back?
Mm. Wow. Super interesting. Um, so we have a question again in the comments that to make that affordable change. I know we were just talking about that. We literally just talking about that. Could you suggest one simple change for protein intake, dairy, fiber to make the first change in the diet?
That's exactly what we spoke just now.
Hmm.
When you change your wheat, your atta, so your normal wheat flour in the supermarket, you go and read the labels. It has
Mm-hmm.
only 3.5 to 4 grams of protein on the labels. When
Mm-hmm.
you change your flour from those industrial version to the heritage variety, you can go and find einkorn flour
Mm-hmm.
or emmer flour, right? And when you get that stone grounded, the protein content is literally like 7 grams or 8 grams. Now,
Mm-hmm.
did you see? Now, have you ever seen marketing from the fitness influencers or anywhere that wheat roti can give you protein?
Mm-hmm.
Either they tell you to add soy or tofu and then, call it as a high protein roti. But now your flour inherently can give you 3x the nutrients that you were having before. So
Mm-hmm.
that is how you change your not only high protein but better carbs. The protein should always come with high quality carbs,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when you have choose wholesome foods, your fiber increases without even thinking.
Mm.
right? Try to include fruits and vegetables. Try to include legumes and pulses. Right?
Mm.
Nobody is having dals nowadays. They are only having maybe once in a day, maybe in the lunch, but nothing in the dinner. It's something or the other always, but there's never that balance. So balance should be wholesome
Mhm.
rice or any
Mhm.
grain, but wholesome, the heritage variety. So if it
Mhm.
is rice, it should be unpolished. So you
Mm.
will see, the nutrients again increasing from it,
Mhm.
right? Then from the roti, you should have the wholesome roti, right?
Mhm.
You pair it with the meat or pulses,
Mm.
right? The pulses are full of fiber and
Mhm.
also protein. Then you have to club everything with good fats and good spices.
Mm.
Protein will not magically get absorbed in your body, dear, if fats is lacking and the spices are lacking.
Mm.
Remember when the West was so much heavy duty in the meat consumption, they were looking for spices from the country like India to digest it better because they lack it.
Mm. Yeah. Right.
Right. So add your good fats, whether it's sesame oil, whether it's ghee, then spice it well.
Mm.
You will see the protein breakdown inside your body
Mm.
is more, easier. And even in the numbers perspective, if you're eating less than your so-called fitness expert, you are
Mhm.
digesting more than the other person. I would guarantee you that. If you
Mm.
eat with good spice, well
Mhm.
cooked, and well, lubricated with fats.
Mm. Super, super. Thank you so much. That's really helpful. I'm looking again at the comment section, and somebody has shared a resource. Actually, they're sharing that King Arthur brand whole wheat flour is stone ground and 100% employee owned business. So I'm glad to see that people are sharing resources
Amazing.
in the
Yes.
comment section. So thank you so much for that. The next thing I wanted to, we are nearing the end of our conversation. We have about 10 minutes to go, and I want to talk a little bit about something you brought up at the very top of the conversation. It was around medical professionals and South Asian knowledge and cultural competency. So I want to ask you, what kind of questions should South Asians ask their doctors about nutrition and chronic health risks? And how can also, how to stand up for your knowledge systems and how to bring that knowledge into your medical life?
I'll be very honest. Doctors are not the best people for the nutrition advice.
Mm.
They are not trained for that. It's not their mistake at all. They are here to treat you once the disease has already surfaced in your body. Once
Mm-hmm.
the disease is, being tracked in the labs, in your labs, reports and everything. They are not best people to prevent,
Mm.
right? So if you want to get super knowledge on how to prevent, like a preventative or the recovery, your grandmother or your mother back in your home country is the best person to advise, is the
Mm.
best person to get the advice. The second thing you need to do is you need to just map it into the USA land,
Mm.
right? But from the doctors, what you can expect is that you go and you do your, testing and blood markers and everything to the point. That is the most important thing that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, what? Most of my, 90% of my community people, they tell me that, okay, I went with this issue. I said, what was the next thing that they told you to do?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Mm.
They don't even ask you what is your food culture, what do you
Mm.
eat mostly. They say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you are vegetarian. Yeah, that's why you are B12 deficient and vitamin D deficient. Have this. Or you are an iron deficient. Have this supplement to cover up.
Mm. Mm.
There is nothing that they will tell you about nutrition,
Mm.
right? So there was this interesting, study done before, and Dr. Neetha Joseph Matthew,
Mm.
she suggested that developing culturally tailored programs of diet and physical activity may prevent and reduce the health issues among immigrants.
Mm.
So you have to have get rooted to your traditions and your culture,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
There are
Mm-hmm.
so much of resources outside, and like we said here also, I gave you so many resources from where you can find the local farmers.
Mm-hmm.
The local.org is one thing, your
Mm-hmm.
USDA certification is one thing, your EWG website is also one thing where you can test even your waters,
Mm-hmm.
the water supplier, how is the quality and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you have the raw resources, now your traditional knowledge is enough to bind everything. You know how to create a plate. You have that knowledge. Don't act like that you don't know. You know that the ghee goes on your roti. You know ghee ka tarka goes on your dal. You
Mm-hmm.
know after each and everything you end up with dahi raita, or you have your chas, your buttermilk.
Mm-hmm.
Again, well spiced. You have your coriander chutney. You know these things. It's the matter of time you start implementing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that. There was a rapid fire question that I was going to have, and it's so interesting to see that somebody has already put the same question in the
Oh,
chat as well. Um, what do you think is one thing, three changes that somebody can make this month to have the biggest impact? What would you suggest, something to start with?
amazing. I'll tell you. Get your ghee from Sowaka Foods. Okay? Don't buy butter sticks and melt it and then call it ghee. It's not, right? If you cannot make it, because I know getting milk is the biggest hurdle, get it from Sowaka Foods. Second is your wheat flour. Jovial and corn wheat flour is also the great starting point, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
because it is easily available on, PCC market or Sprouts market or even on Amazon. Just start from there. Okay. Third is get unpolished rice. Don't get brown rice. Don't get white polished rice. Get unpolished rice. And that you will get in your normal, Asian supermarkets. Just read the label unpolished or, hand pounded. There is
Mm-hmm.
also another word that came is hand pounded rice.
Mm-hmm.
So which will, give you a very less blood sugar spike than your normal rice. And all these three things. And if you can get the local milk, get the home set dahi.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can start from these changes right away.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for that. I love that. Is there any other resources that you would like to share with our audiences, just to leave them with, in terms of maybe sourcing or in terms of where they can do their own research, go ahead and start doing things, start taking those first steps to start the research, find things in their local areas, anything like that?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I'll tell you, there is one website, Local Harvest,
Mm.
right? Local Harvest, you go there and you can put your area name or pin code and you can get the local farmers market nearby your areas.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one thing. Second is also USDA local food directories.
Mm-hmm.
There is a website itself, USDA local food directories.com. So from there also you can get more resources.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have EWG Shopper's Guide to Organic Produce. Like as I said, not everything needs to be organic,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what are some fruits and vegetables which are okay to not have organic, because those vegetables anyways are not spread a lot with pesticides. So why would you, spend extra money on getting it organic? So what is that distinction is written inside the EWG Shopper's Guide.
Mm-hmm.
EWG also has the tap water database where you
Mm-hmm.
can type your PIN code and they will share the report how contaminated or not is your tap water in your area. Because
Mm-hmm.
here, after coming to USA, the first thing I saw, like everybody is having water directly from the tap.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that was the
Yeah.
most, yeah, like that was the most icky thing that I have ever seen. Like where is the aquaguard, man?
Mm.
The Costco Brita filters, they are not helpful at all. So EWG gives the rating for all the filters also. So according to
Okay.
your budget, you can just choose anything.
Okay. Okay, yeah, those are great. Thank you so much for sharing those all of those resources, and something that people can start applying in their day-to-day lives. I think at least this is something as a step forward to just go back home and take a look at these websites, just look at where you are and see what changes you would like to make and are able to make in your lives. So thank you so much, Neha, for being here, sharing your insights. To our audience, thank you for joining and for your questions and comments. If this conversation resonated with you, please consider sharing the show in your network. We do these monthly, so let us know what other topics you would want us to chat about in the comment section or on our website. The link is in the description below. Until next time.